What is up, everybody? MaxMonty1516 here, back again with a very exciting video that I've been really looking forward to making. And this is a review on the Thomas Wooden Railway Let's Have a Race set. So I got this entire set in box for a fantastic deal online, and I really cannot believe this even happened in the first place. But I am so excited to crack into this thing and take a look and just kind of reminisce on what Wooden Railway used to be about 20 years ago. So yeah, this is going to be a really fun, in-depth look, and let's go ahead and get started. So, for a brief history on this set, Learning Curve first introduced it in 2002, and that is the same year that a lot of the characters got redesigned, and as well as Learning Curve starting to push a lot more road products, because they decided that road products would be this huge deal that everybody would love immediately, and that didn't really pan out as well as they hoped it would. But thanks to that, we have a ton of Wooden Railway destinations that incorporated road from the early to mid 2000s. And this set was part of that, because obviously Birdie is a massive player in this set. And of course, this set is based off of one of the most famous Thomas episodes of all time, the one where Thomas and Birdie raced. So yeah, of course Birdie's going to be in this, and so is a lot of road track. But just taking a look at the set here, we have a fantastic graphic there on the front. Of course, a huge banner that says Roadway Fun. Again, this was part of that first wave of products that included the new road stuff. Down here we have the both Learning Curve and Hit Entertainment logos, as well as a look at the entire set on the box there. Moving over to the side, we have a contents list, as you can see right there. And moving around to the back, we have another really good view of a child playing with the set, and there's just a ton of stuff on here, like a lot of information. We have a little blurb there if you want to pause and read that. And of course, this is talking about the brand new road system, that all the straight track now has road printed on the other side. And also, one really interesting thing is that I imported this from Japan. I don't know how, I don't know why someone from Japan was selling this of all things, but this is not something I expected to see on a Japanese auction site, but I bought it anyway. And so there's this little Japanese label down here on the bottom, which is really cool actually. I didn't even notice that until just after opening this the first time. So yeah, I did open this before just to take a look and see if everything was inside, because obviously this is used. And the box isn't in perfect condition, but honestly it still looks fine. And also in the back here, there's this little advertisement for the 10 Years of Thomas VHS or DVD, because Thomas and Birdie's Great Race was on this DVD. So then, finally, moving over to the other side, there's just another look there at the set itself. And that is it for the box, pretty much. So let's go ahead and start to open this thing up. Honestly, doing it from this angle might be better, so we're going to try it out. And I'll just go ahead and open this whole thing up. So there are basically 3 different cardboard boxes in here with different items inside that contain the entire contents of the set. So I'll go ahead and pull all of these out. So there's the second one. And out comes the third one, like that. So, with everything open, I'll bring this back to the ground, and there is the empty box, and I'll move over to the side. Now, I'm going to take them from smallest to largest, so we'll go ahead and open this one up first, and this is just basically all of the vehicles and accessories. And also, this one also has some Japanese printing on it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll go ahead and open this up, and there's pretty much everything I just listed inside there. But yeah, we'll quickly take a look at this stuff. So here is a 2003 Thomas, because my set is a later one that came with the Thomas with the stripes, and not the one without stripes on the boiler, because that was the earlier model. But then, yep, right here, 2003 Thomas. You've all seen it before. It's insanely common. But yeah, that's another one for the collection. And then moving on, we'll take a look at Annie and Clarabelle. Again, these are just stock standard models, but they look fine. Honestly, nice to have another set of these, just because the only other old style Annie and Clarabelle models I have are not in the greatest condition, so it's actually nice to kind of have some new ones, I guess. They're pretty cool. And both of these are also dated 2003. And finally, here's Birdie. So this is the newly redesigned Birdie for the time, at least, as well. And this model just recently, at the time again, added the magnets, as well as removing the passengers from the windows. And those are some controversial changes that most people don't like. But yeah, I'm kinda in that boat as well. This Birdie, he's okay. But yeah, also the face is just not great either. Now next up, we've got a Fat Controller figure, or Sir Topham Hatt. And he is right there. So again, I already have 3 of these. But I guess it's nice to have 4 now, but yeah, he is in this set as well. And next up we have 2 pine trees. Right there, again, not much to say, but these are really nice accessories. Then we have an oak tree with its stump. You put on like so. This is a pretty nice piece. I've always liked these types of trees. Then we have a railroad crossing sign, like so. And finally, we have both a red and a yellow signal. Again, signals are really cool. I actually wish they made more of these, like in a lot of different sets, because I barely have any of these actually, so I pretty much doubled my collection of signals just from this. Alright, and in comes the second box. So this one is a lot bigger, as you can see, and I'll open this one up, and it's got a ton of track inside. There's just a lot of track, so I'm just gonna, let's do this. We lost our top hat, but that's a lot of track, and of course a lot of this is road as well. We've got some 8-inch straight pieces right there. We've got both road and rail hills, as you can see. And of course, here's a 6-inch piece of straight track. And then we have a few 4-inch pieces of straight track. We've got a ton of road curves and rail curves. There's a lot of these. And I think that's all of the different pieces. And we also have one large curve in this box as well. That's a lot of track, and I'll go ahead and get all this somewhat organized. So we'll go ahead and look at that afterward. Okay, all of the track in that box is now organized. So we have 4 hills, 2 rail and 2 road. We've got 1 long curved track. We've got a 6-inch straight track there, and 6 8-inch straight tracks. We have 3 4-inch straight tracks, and 12 curves of each road and rail. So quite a lot there. Yeah, there's a lot of curves in this set. But finally, let's go ahead and open this big box, which has most of the juiciest stuff in it, as you can see right here. So there's a little bit more track in here. I'll pull up. We have 2 2-inch pieces of straight track, and then we have, I think, 4 3-inch pieces of straight track, and also 1 male-to-male track adapter. And finally, we have 2 risers, like so. And these are always really nice to have. You can never get enough of these. So finally, with this last box off to the side, we have 6 different destinations in this set, which is shocking compared to modern day sets, or at least sets from like 5-6 years ago when Wooden Railway was still like a major thing. But yeah, there are 6 destinations in this set, 4 of which I previously did not have, which is really cool to see actually. So I'm gonna go from smallest to largest, and first talk about the rail crossing. So this is a really cool piece. It's really small, but honestly really unique as well. So it's basically just what it looks like, a rail crossing. And this is going to be really nice to use in future layouts with both road and rail. It just makes things a lot more dynamic, I think, which is honestly a really good plus. So I say it should be good in layouts because I actually have not had this piece before. Somehow, I know it was in a lot of sets back in the day, but I just never was able to pick one up. I was, but I just never got around to it. But yeah, the rail crossing is a great piece that I was really excited to see in this set. The next destination is the single stone tunnel. So I actually did have 2 of these before, but honestly, it's nice to have 3. This is honestly just a really simple, unique piece that, you know, it's just a tunnel, but honestly, looks great. I love it. So it's got some awesome graphics on the side there, as you can see. The roof is just one gray piece of wood here on the top next to the 2 sides. It's pretty much as simplistic of a Wooden Railway destination as you can get. Just simply a 6-inch straight piece of track with some walls and a roof. But honestly, it's awesome. And I'm actually pretty happy to have 3 because now I can actually make like a pretty decent looking Henry's Tunnel. So that's cool. Next up is yet another common destination that I actually did not have, and that is the arched viaduct. This is a really cool piece. I love the way it's put together because you have this large curve here on the top, but then obviously there's a lot more going on underneath here because it's just this really nice, like, it feels very smooth. Like the curve is really cool on this. I like that it's a curved bridge because we don't really have too many of those, but this is overall just really cool. A large opening for both road or rail to pass under, which I really appreciate. And yeah, overall, just really like the graphics on this. It just looks very clean, honestly. This is a really cool piece, and I always wanted it as a kid, but again, I just never got around to picking up, and I'm really happy to have it in this set. So also, just another really cool thing is you can pull this thing out, and it will actually support some track sitting on top of it, or like if you're obviously getting track going off of this thing, you need something to support it, and instead of having to put a riser, which I'll show, instead of having to do that, and then obviously you have like a hill like this, which doesn't even really look that good anyway. You can just ditch this entirely, pull this piece out, and that works just like so. And I think that is a genius idea, which, yeah, really appreciate it. So you don't have to use another riser just to do that. Now, before I get to the two things that everyone knows this set for, I'll quickly talk about the windmill. And yeah, so I don't have the actual windmill that came in this set. That is the one thing that the seller did not include in the entire box. Everything else is there, except for the windmill, which I'm okay with, to be honest, because I already have this version. Which, yeah, I do think the 90s model is just better. I think the graphics look a lot nicer on it. It just looks more realistic to me. I prefer like the brown kind of weathered wood versus like the really bright red that came on later. And this one also just looks more accurate to the show anyway, which I honestly would say is a plus. So yeah, I'm kind of happy to have this one instead, to be honest. But yeah, I'll show up a picture for comparison's sake. But we have the 2002 windmill there, the one I don't have, and then this is the one that started like pretty much from the beginning of Wooden Railway. And I think it's just pretty much just as nice. It's pretty much the same model, just different colors. So yeah, there it is. And finally, for some of the coolest Wooden Railway destinations, and definitely most unique, first off we have Hilltop Station. So this thing is really cool. I'll adjust the tripod quickly. But yeah, this is not only an elevated station, but it's got track on both sides, one for engines and one for road vehicles. So they can both pass this, and you actually need elevation to reach it, which is honestly a really cool idea. It's got printing on every side pretty much, too. I just think this is a really cool looking and unique destination. I love the blue, white, and red combo. The brick down here, and we have the wood paneling here that's painted white, and the blue roof just honestly just goes well together. I really like this combo. And of course we've got the ticket booth there on the side, on both sides actually, and on the other side we've got more windows and bricks and such. But yeah, overall just a really cool destination that I think a lot of creativity went into creating, because yeah, and of course it matches up with this other piece here. It doesn't really have an official name, but this is like the road and rail bridge, and yeah, there it is. So for those who don't know, this is basically a redress of Henry's Tunnel, except the top part is different because it's got, instead of 3 tracks here like Henry's Tunnel does, it's got one road track and one rail track, as you can see there. And then on the bottom, there's also more road track inside, which I actually didn't realize until I got this set. And also, interestingly enough, this has a female-female connection on either end. And I don't know why they did that, but yeah, it's just kind of weird to think about. But yeah, there's the road and rail bridge. Looks awesome. Again, I love the blue girders here on the side that match up with the roof of Hilltop Station. And these two go together super nicely. Of course, they just kind of fit like that, and you need some track between them. But yeah, these destinations are not only really unique, but also exclusive to this set, and that makes them very rare. If you look for these destinations on eBay or online, you're probably looking at paying like maybe 80 to 90 bucks just for Hilltop Station alone on eBay. I just looked that up like right before filming this. And yeah, these things go for insane prices. So I got this entire set less than what you would pay normally for just this station now, which is crazy to me. But yeah, I'm really happy regardless. Fantastic items in this set, and I absolutely love these exclusive destinations. So just a little bit of time later, and I have the entire set fully assembled. So let's go on a little journey, starting with Thomas. Right here on the road bridge, we go past Hilltop Station, down the hill, and past the windmill. We take a turn, go through the tunnel like so. Then we come around through between these two buildings here, across this little curve area, and over the level crossing before going around the curve, back up the hill, over the curved viaduct, and we make it to the station. And Birdie's side of things, we go again across the bridge, past the station, down the hill, before taking a turn, coming around up the front of the set, and we turn the little gates on the crossing there. He goes through the tunnel. We come back around here and under the curved viaduct before coming up the hill and making it to the station. So, two different ways to play here pretty much. You can obviously, you've got half of the set dedicated to the engines and the other half dedicated to the road vehicles, which I think is a really fun idea. You got like a good balance here, I think. So yeah, there is both a lot of road and rail track going quite the distance in this layout. There's actually a lot of track here that you can travel on, which is honestly really nice. And the set itself is very large as well. I think that is a good look at, I guess, how big the set is, like so. But yeah, overall, this is a really fun set to play with, and I'm super happy I have it. And another one of my favorite things is that you can recreate quite a lot of moments just from the episode itself.
There was Bertie fuming at the gates while they sailed gaily through. "Steady, Thomas," said his driver. "We'll beat Bertie yet. We'll beat Bertie yet. We'll beat Bertie yet," echoed Annie and Clarabelle. "Oh, bother, there's a station." Then he heard Bertie. "Goodbye, Thomas. You must be tired." Whistling triumphantly, he plunged into the tunnel, leaving Bertie toiling far behind. "We've done it, hooray! We've done it, hooray!" chanted Annie and Clarabelle as they whooshed into the last station.
I think that was a great demonstration on just how well this set was thought out, because there is a lot to do here, and there are so many iconic moments from that episode that you're so easily able to recreate with this. So yeah, I hope I've done this set justice by taking a look at it, and honestly, I've just always thought it was such an underrated gem. No one really talks about it. I can't find many reviews on YouTube, so I wanted to go more in depth and really talk about this one in particular, because I was so excited to find this and buy the whole set. So yeah, I absolutely love this. Can't wait to use those exclusive pieces in layouts of mine. Hopefully you guys might see that soon. I'm not entirely sure if I'll do videos on those, but maybe. But anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say. Thank you all so much for watching this review, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. So without further ado, MaxMonkey1516 signing out.